stuck, I find need to step back. Constantly online, causing me setbacks too. Every day see so many people doing the things you do, and they're doing it better too.
Hello everyone, and happy Sunday. At least it's Sunday when I am recording this. Now, since it's Sunday, we need to prepare for a productive week. We need to prepare for a solid week to come. And I figured I would just bring you guys through some of the things that I am doing today in order for me to have a productive and honestly a very organized week. So the first thing I like to do on my Sunday reset days is to plan. Plan what my week is going to look like, plan my meals, plan my new workouts because I'm gonna be doing that. And then that way I can go to the grocery store, I can get my food, I can meal prep, I can do my self-care, I can do all the things that I need to do, but first I wanna have like some sort of solid plan. Okay, so let's talk about planning, and sorry if it's a mess back there, it's Sunday. My weekly plan is tied to my bigger vision of my life goals, whether it is health and fitness goals, whether it's financial, whether it's my actual career, whatever it is. There is a reason why I'm doing certain things throughout each week that end up tying back to that big goal. And the way that I like to work towards big goals for myself is kind of in chunks, right? You can look at this as seasonal, you can look at this as like 3 months, like quarterly. I know when I was in school, the way that I would plan things was really based off of like each semester, because obviously each semester you have like certain assignments you need to do or exams you're gonna need to prepare for. So usually what I do like every 3 months is I sit down and I look at the next 3 months of like what content that I need to do or like what season I'm coming up to, and I kind of map out certain things for my content or goals that I want to hit. And that way every single week I'm kind of going back to like my 3-month plan or whatever, just to see, am I hitting my goal or am I getting close to those goals? For me personally right now, I have a few goals, being one, growing my podcast channel on YouTube. If you didn't know, I have a second channel for my podcast, the Globe Seekers Podcast. It'll all be available down below. I have my book launch coming up, and I have a lot of like holiday content that I need to do for my job. And now I also have health goals. And for me right now, it is being consistent at the gym, which I have been, but I am approaching a time where I do need to switch up some of the exercises that I'm doing at the gym, because my body has gotten very used to these exercises and I need to like up my weight and change the movements, things like that. Along with putting a lot of emphasis on my morning routines, I'm trying to rebuild a different type of morning routine for the winter, because you know, the season has changed. So we don't have a lot of sunlight, and I'm trying to have a little bit more time in the mornings to do some work and to move my body, things like that. So those are my main goals right now. Being consistent with the podcast, making sure that I'm working on the marketing for my book that's coming up, and then of course putting emphasis on my workouts and just making sure that I'm eating enough as well. And everything else, all of my extra self-care things or like going to events or seeing my friends, those are just put on my lower like priority list. This is not to mean that these things are not important to me, but in my season of life right now, I just have to put them lower. And when I have time and I have space in my calendar, that's when I'll say yes to the event, or that's when I will go and see my friends. But I think a lot of people struggle, and I've worked with a lot of people who want to do everything all at once. And I think that you need to understand you're not going to be able to get every single possible thing done all at once. And that's fine, because look at your life as seasonal, because there's going to be other seasons of your life where you get to maybe focus more on your like self-love practices or whatever. It depends on what you need and what your goals are, obviously. And like for me personally, I have to prioritize certain things for my book because it is launching January 9th. After January 9th, I'm not going to have such a huge emphasis on this, and I can move on to another thing. Same thing when it goes to making eating a very consistent, normal thing in my life. Not to say that I don't eat, I'm just like, I have a pretty small appetite. Once I train my body to be able to eat more by moving my body and like making sure that I'm eating breakfast and like, you know, just putting a lot of emphasis on that, once that becomes a very normal, consistent thing in my life, I'll be able to put my focus on other things, because I don't need to put all my time and attention to really making sure that I'm like eating enough, because it'll just be a normal thing. Now, I got my planner at Indigo, and I'm sure you can just find a similar one really anywhere. I'll probably get a new one soon though, because you know, I'm the type of girl who like, I'll have it for like 4 to 6 months and then I want a different one because I'm just like that. But this has a monthly overview, and then it also has a weekly view, of course, which is what I love the most. So what I do is I look at my monthly and I bring it to the week that I'm obviously planning. So for me, it'll be, I'm looking at the 20th. And I know you can't really see this, which is whatever. But like on the 21st, I have an event. I have a cleaning dentist appointment on the 22nd. I have a hair appointment on the 23rd. And that's where I'm going home, back to my hometown. I also put that I have my period. So these are like all big things that I kind of need to like base my schedule around. So what I'll do during my weekly schedule is I'll go in and I'll make sure I put the most important things that like I possibly could not miss. So the event at 6 o'clock. I also have a meeting with my management at 11. I have a dentist at 3 on Wednesday. I have my hair appointment on Thursday. I even have things on here like transfer my Amex points because I want to make sure I do it on this day so that I can buy a plane ticket with certain points like a few days later because it takes a few times. Like these are just very important things that I'll put in my schedule first, and then I'll go in and I'll add the days that I have to film. So obviously I pre-record things and then I give myself enough time to edit and then upload. So Mondays and Thursdays are usually my podcast recording days. But because I'm going to Barrie on Wednesday and Thursday, probably Friday, maybe getting back Saturday, I need to make sure the content that will be going live or will need to be recorded when I'm home visiting Barrie is done before I even go. What I also like to do as well is just write when I'm going to the gym or when I'm going to Pilates certain days, just so I make sure that I'm actually getting in my workouts. Because if I were to just say, okay, like during the week, I'm going to work out, I have a schedule which there's gonna be some days where because I have a busy day, the only time that I'm gonna be able to work out is in the morning. So if I don't make sure that I have enough time in the morning to go to the gym, or like let's say to make sure that I'm waking up at a little bit earlier of time, of course I'm not going to do it. And I think like with anything, you have to look at your week and see when is it that I'm going to make time for the gym? For what time do I actually need to wake up in the morning if I want, let's say I want a deep work morning routine. And for me, I talked about this in my winter habits video, so definitely go watch that. But my morning routine consists of waking up in the morning, having some water, eating, going outside for a little mini walk just to get some sun. And then I come back, I'll have my coffee and I work for about an hour on just like little tasks or whatever, and then I go to the gym. But if I want that little morning routine, I need to make sure that I'm waking up at a good enough time. Because let's say I had my meeting at 11 o'clock. That might throw a little bit of a wrench in my schedule because after my deep work session is usually around 10 o'clock. And then if I want to go to the gym and hit legs, I'm not going to make it back in time. Now, what I said about how I have like lower priority lists, or I have a to-do list of just random things that I need to do, like send this email to a brand or come up with some new ideas for content creation, things like that. What I'll do is I'll usually just like put it on the side of my daily planner just to remind me that, okay, I need to send an email about this payment, or I'm going to Barrie here, or I have my period, which I always like underline the days when I have my period, just so I can know, okay, hey, you know what? During this weekend, you probably are not gonna have a lot of energy. So can we potentially plan a few things beforehand? Or again, I'm going to Barrie Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. What do I need to get done before I go to Barrie? Okay, so here's how my week is looking so far. I don't like to fill out too many days, especially as it gets later into the week, because things happen. And I don't also like to micromanage myself. Like I'll put like gym and Pilates workout here, but I'm not gonna like add them in usually around the week. I mean, I did kind of put that here, but because things could totally change. And I just know that about myself, and I'm not too hard on myself. But at the end of the day, there's obviously certain things that need to be done, and I need to make sure that I'm seeing it laid out so that I can get my ass up. So if you're interested, I figured I would just quickly go through it. So Monday, I'm gonna do deep work in the morning. I'm gonna go to the gym and do legs. I need to record my podcast episode. I need to make TikToks for a recap of 2 episodes, and then I'm gonna edit as much as I can for that day. And that's essentially gonna be my day. Whatever else I can add in. Obviously I need to eat. I'll probably go on a walk, things like that. But like at the end of the day, that's my main day. Over here, these are just some points that I'm making for my deep work session as well. On Tuesday, I have deep work again, and then Pilates at 12, which means I can do quite a bit of work in the morning, which is great. I'll probably edit the rest of this that needs to be edited, do whatever else I need that day. So many things come up during the week, like brand deals are coming in or my management needs something from me. So I kind of need to make sure that I leave some space. I'm actually gonna be vlogging this day. That's why I put it here. So it's gonna be all throughout the day. And then I'm going to an event. So I kind of like took that whole section off because realistically, that's what my night's gonna be. I'm not gonna be able to do really much else after that. Wednesday, this is where I'm going to work out, pack, and then I have a meeting and I'm going to Barrie. So I put lunch with my mom here. I'm gonna hopefully see my friend Danielle. I don't really know yet. I just have these days here. But regardless, during this week, I have everything planned enough to get what I need done to work towards my bigger vision. All right, so now I want to make sure that I have food for the week. Now, I am not a crazy meal prepper. I used to meal prep like crazy when I was younger and it was just like way too much. I just like to make sure that I have things on hand so that I can eat. And this week is a little bit different because I'm only gonna be here for essentially like 3 days and the rest I'm gonna be gone. So I'm not gonna like pre-buy a bunch of things. And on top of that, at least 2 of the days, I'm gonna not be here for dinner as well. So I only really need to make sure that I have breakfast foods and lunch foods. And for me personally, I make sure that I eat quite high protein. I am weight training in the gym and I am just trying to eat better for my appetite and my hormones, everything like that. So I wanna make sure that I'm having balanced meals throughout my week regardless. But since I have a busy week and I know I'm gonna be eating out like quite a bit, which I'm totally fine with because I'll just find food that I actually wanna eat, I'm just gonna keep everything quite simple. So recently for breakfast, I usually like having eggs and turkey bacon or regular bacon on toast. That's just what I've been craving early in the morning, which it is even a struggle for me to eat really early in the morning. But I do want to start having some oats with protein in it. I want to find the cinnamon swirl protein powder that I used to have back in the day and add peanut butter in it, but I'm not gonna do that this week because I don't have time and I can do it the next week. Now, usually after my workouts, especially when I'm doing legs, I like to have a smoothie because that's like the only time that I'm really hot and I can add a lot of protein in there. So I want to make sure that I'm stocked up for my smoothies. For my main meal, since I really am only gonna need it like 2 or 3 times throughout this week, I want to make quesadillas. So I have chicken that I'm going to make and steak. I'm just gonna make sure to get more. That way I can just put it in my freezer so when I come back, I'll always have protein. And that's probably it. So let's go to the grocery store and then we'll do a quick haul. By the way, I just want to acknowledge my puffer jacket from Aritzia. It is the best. I freaking love this. This jacket is like corduroy material. I mean, I know you guys can't feel it, but y'all can see it's not the same as the normal puffer jacket, okay? It is linked on my Like to Know It if you want it. Everyone who sees me wear this, they always comment on it. Anyways, let's go to the grocery store. We are back. Let's do a quick grocery haul. I realized I really did not need to get anything and I have like nothing to meal prep really. Like all I'm gonna do is bake my chicken so that I can like have it cut up so when it's time to make my quesadillas, I'll have the chicken made because I don't like to pre-make too many things. And if I make a quesadilla with steak in it, I make the steak as soon as I make it because the steak only takes like 7 minutes to cook on the stovetop, so it doesn't take that long. And the only other thing that I need to prep is to cut up bell peppers and mushrooms, saute it on a pan, and then have it in a container. And then that way, again, when I make my quesadillas, I put my oil on the pan, I put the tortilla down, half of it, I'll add the cheese, I'll add the steak or the chicken, and then I'll add the pre-cooked mushrooms and bell peppers, close it up, wait till it's golden brown, flip it over, and that's that. And this is what I was thinking about this at the grocery store. Like for the week, because I'm so busy and I have a million things to do, I just don't have a lot of time to cook, but I also need to make sure that I'm eating proper food. So I like to kind of stick to like one main meal throughout the week. So like this week, it's gonna be like quesadillas. I can add different vegetables, I can add different proteins. If I was like really, really lazy, I could like maybe like pick like chicken or steak or salmon, and then I'm gonna have it in a rice bowl bowl with some chopped up lettuce, some guacamole, and maybe some sauteed vegetables. And I kind of just like use the same thing each week because I could never, like literally could never try and make a new meal every single day. It just does not work. And I'm honestly pretty much so a creature of habit. And I feel like I used to always dread my Sunday resets or like meal prepping or preparing for the week because it would take so long to prep for everything. And now I definitely used to have to prep a lot more for like college and like when I was on the go. But even when I was on the go, I would always prep technically the same meals and just kind of like do it every day. So I don't know, if you're feeling overwhelmed when it comes to like meal prepping, you're telling yourself, I don't know what to make, or it's too hard, I don't have time, make it super simple. Like pick a protein that you like, pick a carb that you like, add some healthy fats and vegetables, and like make a little meal. Like you can do it. One thing that I actually have though on my Pinterest is a food ideas board, which I will have that link down below. And next week when I have a full week here at home, I'm gonna pick like a new meal to make and then kind of like have that throughout the week. Anyways, I got some beef jerky, teriyaki style. I have been eating this literally all year and it's such a good snack. And I got it so that when I'm driving to Barrie and like when I'm in Barrie, I can just like snack on it. I got some pumpkin granola flax, and that is just for my Greek yogurt bowls. That's another thing that I have all the time is Greek yogurt bowls. Again, I use the Greek yogurt to use as my quesadilla dip. I'll add it into my protein smoothies, and Greek yogurt is higher in protein, by the way, and it just makes it creamier for a smoothie. And of course I can have a yogurt bowl. So I'll add my frozen berries on it. I'll add some honey, granola, dark chocolate chips. It tastes really good. I also use that in place of like mayo if I want. So it's very versatile. I like to use the same type of thing for multiple meals, I guess. And I was even thinking like I have bacon and turkey bacon. If I was really craving one day something outside of what I planned, like a quesadilla, what I could make is a chicken bacon wrap. So I have the tortillas for the quesadillas. I have cheese. I have already lettuce in here. I have my Greek yogurt that I can put on, plain Greek yogurt by the way. And then I would already have my chicken that's already made, and then all I have to do is make some bacon and turkey bacon or whatever and then add it in there, and then that's a wrap. So just like, you know, reusing the same things over and over is just really helpful. Lots of cheese. And it's so funny because I used to never like cheese at all. I grew up never liking cheese. I don't love cheese now, but I'll add it to certain things, but whatever. Mushrooms, sliced mushrooms. Like I said, I'm gonna saute that with a bell pepper. I got some sourdough bread because that's also really good. And again, with the bread, sometimes if I'm not feeling bacon and eggs on a piece of toast, I'll add some steak and I'll make a steak sandwich. I'll add some chicken. I'll make a chicken sandwich. I'll add lettuce. I'll add mayo or plain Greek yogurt. I'll add some bacon in it. Like, again, just super easy. You can make like a grilled cheese if you're wanting a grilled dinner. You know, we love grilled dinners over here. I got a huge bag of frozen berries because, like I said, I use that a lot. I got 2 more steaks. I have some steak already, but it's always just good to have because, again, if I'm really busy and I have nothing to eat, I'm just gonna make a steak. Just gonna make a steak because then I know that I like the steak and it hits my protein intake and it's good for me, in my personal opinion. I eat animal products. I got a bunch of gum. I go in and out of having like a gum habit. Oat milk because I use it in my smoothies and I also use it in my coffee. So essentially, I'm prepared for the week already. Simply just by going out and getting my stuff, even if I haven't made anything yet, it's one step closer to me having a more organized and productive week. And I just like to do this before my week gets really busy because my week gets really busy. I'm gonna say, oh my God, I have no food. And then I'm gonna start ordering food that I don't need or just like, again, not really eating the way that I want to, and it's just not needed. At least if I have food here, maybe it will be annoying to like prep something, but at least I will have it. So the main thing that I want to do is clean because I'm looking around and my apartment is a little bit dirty. So we're gonna do a quick little clean. I'm gonna put some laundry in and then I'm gonna do my shower. I also have to write out a few new exercises that I wanna do for my workouts, which I will show you guys, and then yeah, we'll get to it.
I know sometimes life can be tough, and you feel like you just had enough. When you're thinking everything is gone wrong, just remember that I'm here to cheer you on. Yeah, I wanna pick you up from the ground, let you know that I'm always around. 'Cause I know we can make it, yes we can make it if we try. Keep on trying.
You got it.
I believe in you.
You got it.
I know you got this.
You got it.
Just keep on trying.
You got it.
There's been a lot of bumps in the road.
Bumps in the road.
Oh yeah. Always carrying that oh so heavy load. When you feel like there's too much on your plate,
Too much.
just call on me,
Call on me.
and I'll help you carry some of that weight. I wanna make you understand, let you know that there's always a helping hand. 'Cause I know we can make it, yeah we can make it if we try. Yes we can make it if we try. Keep on trying.
You got it.
You're gonna make it.
Got it.
I believe in you.
Got it.
Trying. Keep on trying, girl.
Got it.
You're gonna make it.
Got it.
'Cause I believe in you. Yeah.
Okay, so I tidied up this area here. Kind of still looks a little bit cluttered, but it's fine. Together my couch. All right, so my room right now is pretty bare. I'm literally just cleaning the sheets. And we got the little podcast studio over here, which I work here a lot as well. I moved my mirror on this side because I just feel like it works better and it opens up the room a little bit.
You got it. You got it. You got it.
I know sometimes life can be tough.
Okay, so done the shower, feeling very good, fresh, fun, clean. You guys saw me do a little bit of skincare. If you want a full in-depth skincare, glowing, clean girl aesthetic, type of video, I will have that down below because that was my last video. I also have an everything shower routine on my channel. If you're interested in obviously everything I do for my shower routine, but specifically for my hair. But on Sundays, if I have enough time, what I like to do is deep condition my hair and put it under a hot cap. Now this is a longer process, so I don't do it that often, but I did it religiously when I was trying to grow my hair a few years ago and with getting trims and like not manipulating my hair, things like that. But I still try and keep it as like a tradition that I do. So obviously I detangled my hair, and what I do is I get my hair really wet, I section it, I use regular conditioner, and I just detangle all sections of my hair because my hair is so curly. I need the Aussie conditioner, like I go through so much. And then when I do that, when I want to do like a full wash day, I'll then shampoo my hair, and right now I'm using Briogeo, I think that's how you say it. It looks like this. The way this clarifies your hair like no other. This is amazing, and it's like charcoal, like it's dark, but I really like it. Now I was using their deep conditioner mask, but I already used it. So now I'm on to Frizz & Co repairing hair mask. Looks like this. I believe this is more so like a small business. So definitely go check them out on Instagram. And I've been using this hair mask and it seems really good. And they particularly have products, I believe, like for curly hair, so that's always nice. So that's what's in my hair right now. And by the way, before I went into the shower, I actually used Tony Rose pre-wash scalp oil. Looks like this. And I'll just put it on my scalp and then I'll just massage it in. And people say by doing this and using oil and like really just like moving around the follicles of your hair, it will help when you're trying to clarify your scalp and all the product buildup and all the oil and stuff. So anyways, I used that before. So I have this hot cap, okay? It is literally like a square and I just put it on top of my head. But it works as like an OG and it has like 3 settings and it goes pretty warm. So I'll usually like sit under this for, I don't know, maybe like 40 minutes or however long, sometimes longer. But after this is done, I'll probably just keep the mask in my hair until tomorrow, until I go to the gym and then wash it out again. So I'm gonna do 2 things. I'm going to put the chicken in the oven and then I'm going to work on finding a few exercises that I wanna do for the gym, which takes me like 3 seconds. I used to be a personal trainer also, so it's very like easy for me to make my own thing. And it's not even that deep, like I'm just thinking about like 2 more exercises. And then I'm also going to just finish uploading my podcast episode for tomorrow because it's done, but I just haven't uploaded it. And then we will commence.
I know sometimes life can be tough, and you feel like you just had enough. When you're thinking everything is gone wrong, just remember that I'm here to cheer you on. Yeah, I wanna pick you up from the ground, let you know that I'm always around, 'cause I know we can make it, yes we can.
All right, so I made my thumbnail for my podcast episode tomorrow. I don't love it, but the way that I'm like posed in this photo, I can only put the text over here, whatever, it doesn't even matter. So everything is ready to go. Like I have to do, my computer's disgusting, sorry. I had to put the title and like what the podcast is about, timestamps, everything. Like it takes actually quite a while to do this, and I also have to do this on Spreaker as well to make sure that this is scheduled, but it's all good to go. All right, here's the chicken. It looks really weird in the camera, but it is cooked and it looks really good. This doesn't look the cutest, but now I can just have some chicken to again add in the quesadilla, or when I'm out of this, I can have the steak, and it just makes me feel so much more put together. Obviously, I've taken this off. My hair feels so moisturized and hydrated. Now my hair is done for the week. Not done, I do my hair every day. Usually I'm in the shower and I detangle my hair because that's just how I need to do it, but I just mean like the extra stuff, it's done. My food, done. My work and my plan for the week, done. Now I can wake up tomorrow morning with a clear mind. But this doesn't mean that the work stops, because obviously I need to actually now take action towards the things that I say that I'm gonna do. And I feel like what I used to do when I first got into planning and organizing my life, just becoming an adult, honestly, I would put so many things on my plate and then I would never actually do them. And then the next week I would plan my week the same time, and then I'd be so frustrated as to why I wasn't getting things done. But I wasn't realizing that I wasn't really taking action on many of the things that I even had on here, or I was putting things on here that just didn't make sense for the season of life that I was in. Like, yes, ideally, did I want to write like every night do a scalp massage, and every night read a chapter of your book, and every night like do all the wellness things, and then also things for your hobbies, and then also social things, and then also like everything. Yes, I tried to do that though, and I would just fall off of everything, and it would make me feel like I wasn't doing anything, like seriously anything. And I think I struggled with that for so long because I couldn't let go of the idea of not putting on my calendar like all my self-care days and all my things. Like I always felt that I was like failing, and quite frankly I was really just attached to the idea of having self-love practices and like wellness practices and like doing all these 10-step things. But in theory it wasn't even that enjoyable because I was always putting too much on my plate. So I think when it comes to like preparing yourself for the week, be realistic. know yourself, understand you're going to just have to prioritize certain things over the others. You don't have to look at it like you're failing. Put those other things on a list of can do if I have time. Everything is cyclical, everything ebbs and flows, and you will have many phases and chapters in your life to dive into more of this one thing that you know is good for you, but like you just can't seem to have time to do it right now. It's like we're always trying to get every single aspect of our lives perfect, but then we end up doing nothing because everything is so chaotic and there's no direction. So I like to look at things, like I said, more seasonal mostly for content, but yeah, seasonal for content, and then usually like a 3-month period. Because if I start planning further ahead of that, unless I'm doing like, if I'm writing a book or like I'm doing merch or I'm doing something huge that needs a lot of time, there's not really a point, because then I'll just be trying to dictate too much of the future that I don't even know what will happen. And on top of that, I don't want to limit myself in a way. Like, you know, goals are not usually very limiting. It's, you know, it's getting you something that you actually want in your life. But sometimes when you try and micromanage from January to December, I have all of these different goals for every single season, everything, blah, blah, blah. But it's like, how do you not know in 3 months if you're going to be a completely new person, or something great is going to happen in your life that's going to like change your perspective on something, and now your goals change, or you like get this new opportunity, things like that. I don't know. I just like to leave room a little bit for, I don't know, life. Because I also like to not limit myself in terms of goals either, because there's only so much that we can comprehend or like see within our own vision. So let's say you have a goal of making more money in your life. Depending on the money that you've seen other people make or what you know is out there, you might have a limited mindset of thinking like, okay, I want to make more money this year. Like at least, let's say, I don't know, 80K, because it's way more than I've ever made, whatever. That's a great goal and totally work towards that. But there is an aspect of, okay, let's not hold too tight on the 80K, because even if you've never seen it before, there are so many more chances and opportunities for you to make even more money in that same year. And I even think about this in terms of, let's say, a job. Let's say you're super set on 80K and you like want to make more money and and then a job presents to you that's like 70K. If you're super attached to that 80K, it's not to say that you can't find a job that's 80K. I'm sure you would be able to, because you kind of like, you can do whatever really. But let's say you passed on that 70K job, but it was real good benefits. It had so much potential for you to grow. Like there was so many like good avenues, but you're so tight on this 80K. You might have actually missed out on an opportunity to make more than even 80K, because this job could have given you an opportunity way bigger than any of the other jobs that you were going to take, because they offered 80K right at the moment. It's not to say don't go for what you want, of course, but just know, like, you know, there is possibilities. Be flexible with things. If, you know, something is presenting in your life right now where it's like, it's not that it's a half-ass thing where it's like a half-ass relationship or things you really don't want. I'm not talking about that, but just be curious and open, and don't be so rigid with how you think life should be or go, because you have no idea. You just don't have any idea where you could be 1 year from now if you just, okay, what am I doing this week? I have a bigger vision. Let me try and work to this vision, but let me try and change things around if I need to. Let me stop being so resistant to life, and life will love you back. Life will really give you a lot of abundance. This is exactly what happened when I started manifesting everything in my life, like rapidly all the time. Like more money, more success in my career, better relationships, friendships, better health, better everything, is when I actually released this need to control and have everything figured out, because I just couldn't do it anyways. And me controlling so much limited my actions. There was things that I did not do because I thought that this was the only path of getting success. But once I realized, no, there's many ways in which I can get success, and let me be open and receptive and listen to the universe, I ended up finding opportunities that got me, let's say, way more money in a short amount of time just because I released, versus holding on to something so tight. Anyways, that was a rant. Tell me how I went on another rant, but then totally forgot to talk to you quickly about my workout. So I'm just gonna quickly like jump back in here. So I usually go to the gym at least 3 times a week, and it mainly is for legs. I spend a lot of time warming up, doing dynamic stretching and movements, and preparing my body before I train, and then I train, and then I also spend a lot of time cooling down, stretching, all that kind of stuff, mobility work, just because it's important. Like, I used to always, I didn't injure myself too much at the gym, but I definitely would always have things not feel the best, or I'd be so incredibly sore or so tight, and I just wasn't feeling the movement in the right areas. And it's because I wasn't prepping my body and then post taking care of my body. I go to Pilates at least once a week, and usually I do, well, I always walk, and then usually I'll do like another workout class of some sort. So I've been spending a lot of time doing my deadlifts and hip thrusts, and usually a single leg movement. But recently I've been feeling like I've kind of like hit not my max doing a deadlift and a hip thrust, but I've been doing this movement for a very long time, and I've gotten so much strength in doing this, and I think it is definitely time to change some things up. So what I like to do is not spend a lot of time in the gym. I don't do like 4 or 5 exercises with a bunch of different rounds like I used to. I just try and do like foundational movements, and I work on my strength, and obviously I can play with the volume, and that's really it. So my first workout for my legs are going to be hip thrusts and Bulgarian split squats. I usually do around 5 sets of everything, and I do warm-up sets. And obviously for my hip thrusts, I'm at like 215 right now, and I use bands. I also use bands to warm up. So that's all I'm gonna be doing just for that. And that alone, it takes a good hour to do all of everything together. Workout number 2 will be goblet squats, because I haven't been doing squats really at all. And I really like goblet squats, just the way that my body is shaped, I guess. It just feels better to do goblet, and it does target your glutes a little bit more. And then I'm gonna do Bulgarian split squats again. I wanna get really good at doing heavier ones. This is such a great movement for your glutes and your hamstrings, and doing single leg movements is just really good to help any imbalances in your muscles. And they're hard. If you've ever done them before, they are very hard, and you can really go up in weight with them. So I like doing movements where I can go up in weight in them, because realistically, if you want to grow your muscles, you need to be lifting heavy. Not super heavy, I get it. I get the Pilates era, I get the like body weight era, but at the end of the day, this is what I'm doing. And then workout number 3, I'm gonna do hip thrusts again, and then I'm gonna go on the abductor machine, like the cable abductor machine, and really work on that side glute area. I haven't really put a lot of emphasis on that in a while, like throughout the summer. I was just doing my main lifts, so I feel like I can go back and do that. I don't like doing a lot of movements where they're just like random, like cable movements and things like that, because at the end of the day, again, growing glutes, if you just do your squats and your deadlifts and your hip thrusts, honestly, you're gonna be good. But it's time for my body to definitely switch. Now, I work a lot of my arms and my core doing things such as deadlifts. My back and my upper body has been very, very strong from that. So taking them out, we will see what I add in for like more back. But that's all I'm gonna do. I'm not gonna make it any more difficult than that. I have on my notes app, I always track how many like sets and rounds and how many pounds that I have used for each. And I usually always remember it though. And then so that way week after week, I can make sure that I am slowly upping my weight so that I'm actually seeing results in the gym, and then of course making sure that I'm eating. But yeah, back to the rant that I was on. You know me. I think that's gonna be it for today's video, because it's probably been really long. I'm just gonna chill for the rest of the day, honestly. By the way, I watched what's it called? Escaping Twin Flames on Netflix. Guys, it's no wonder that people have pushback when it comes to feminine energy or like spiritual stuff. And I've seen like cult, like, you know, documentaries happen all the time and stuff, but it's just sad. Or even like genuine people who, let's say, are selling courses or teaching you things online, and then you have people in this documentary who literally just brainwash these people into doing insane things. Please go watch it. I love that kind of stuff, like psychological thriller type documentary series, cult vibes, anything to do with psychopath behavior, I'm really interested in. So I watched that last night, and I'm still thinking about it. Like I want to watch like another one. Also, Adam McIntyre, if you guys don't know, I'm obsessed with Adam McIntyre, okay? I am a commentary person. I love YouTube commentary drama. I've been watching it for years. And if you know, you know, and if you don't, I'm so sorry. And if you don't, then go watch his stuff. But he like reports on a lot of commentary stuff. And he was like one of the victims of Colleen Ballinger's bullshit that happened on the internet. But in general, like outside of Colleen, he has a whole entire like page, and he's a YouTuber outside of, you know, what happened with her. And Colleen has not been on social media for months and months and months and months and months. And people have obviously like stopped really talking about it. And I just saw on my YouTube homepage that Colleen just posted a video and then he was responding to it. So I need to watch it. I need to know what he says. We need to get the popcorn, we need to get the food, and we need to get the tea. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.